Hello everyone, welcome to the KYC League Session 4, Game 2. I'm Eric Quek, bringing you the commentaries for this game. In East, we have Zhen Yao. In South, we have Justin. In West, we have Feng. And in North, we have Yong Chuan. This time we are seeing from the perspective of Feng, who is the West player. In the previous game, Zhen Yao has gotten first. So let's take a look at this game whether Zhen Yao will still be able to get first again, or will someone else be able to get first. Okay, so we are getting ready for the first hand. The first hand, East 1, 0 Homba. East 1, 0 Homba, the Dora is 6S. Okay, let's take a look at Feng's starting hand. And very soon we'll be able to see starting hand. Okay, looks pretty good, huh? How many shanten is it? 5 shanten? Can't really see. Okay, I think it's 4 shanten with a decent Tham Yao chance together with a Dora. So I think it's quite a decent starting hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's a 4 shanten. Oh, it's a 3 shanten hand. It's a 3 shanten hand. However, I think you can think of this as a 4 shanten hand, since if you probably won't want to throw the Dora immediately from this, okay? So because his hand is pretty good actually, it's a 3 shanten, so he should just play this in one straight line, the fastest way to Tenpai. So we can see that he's trying to go for the fastest way to Tenpai by discarding his one and only Honor Tile. Let's take a look at the next draw. 6p, oh pretty good. Okay, 1p out here. Yes, the most efficient discard here will be 1p because he already has 1, 3, 4p. Okay, and he doesn't need the 1p in order to accept 2, 5p. Okay, so Feng's hand is really good here. I think maybe he'll be the first person to declare Richie, eh? Oh, that's a perfect draw. Okay, he discarded 6M here. Okay, over here, he now has the required 5 blocks in order to win a hand, and along with 1 Dora, I think he should be the person with the fastest hand on the table. And the only bottleneck here is that if he doesn't want to discard the Dora, he needs the 5S, the Kanchan 5S. So will he be able to draw it? Yeah, of course, there's another way out. If he can draw, like for example 7S, then he can perhaps discard 4S pair, because his new pair will be in 6p. Oh my god, he drew the best draw! Oh, that was exactly what he was hoping for, I believe. That 5S draw gives him an E-shanten shape, Ramen E-shanten. All he needs now is a 5-8M or a 2-5p in order to reach Tenpai and of course declare Richie, right? So, well, he had a good starting hand and a really good draw, eh? Okay, I think he really wants to draw that 2p that Justin discarded. 7p. Okay, now this is a little bit awkward here. If you want to talk about the fastest way to Tenpai, it will be discarding 6p. However, there is a 50% chance, I'd say, that if you discard 6p here, you will end up with a bad shape, and the bad shape will actually make you not want to reach it. So Feng has selected to discard 7p here. By discarding 7p here, even though it is not the most efficient answer to Tenpai, but if he Tenpai, he will always have a good weight, a Rianmen, and that's exactly what he wants when he declares Richie. Okay, so over there we can see that his opponent Yong Chuan has declared a Pong on Tong earlier and just declared a Pong on 7S. And after the Pong of 7S, he discarded 8S. So I think it's pretty likely that he has nothing around the Soju, but this information isn't super useful for Feng because Feng's hand is just so good. He's just going to play in one straight line and reach the Tenpai as fast as he can. All he needs now is a 5-8M or 2-5p and he will reach Tenpai. And I think his opponent Justin is thinking about 7M. I wonder what he's thinking about. Okay, he discarded Pay. Okay, Pay is useless. And with this giving Tenpai, okay, the 6p. Now he discarded 8p. Okay, so now he has a really wide acceptance hand for Tenpai. On top of just now's 5-8M and 2-5p that will give him a pinful Tenpai, he can now also draw 6M, 7M, 3p, 4p to get a pair. Okay, so because his hand is just so good and too many things that he can accept, he would just play in the most efficient way. One upgrade he can have here is to draw 4M to get Tham Yao, but I think what he really wants here is to reach Tenpai rather than to Ron. Okay, Yong Chuan declared Ron. Song, no me. This is 1 Han for 1000 points from Zhen Yao. So unfortunately, Feng didn't manage to reach Tenpai in time, and Yong Chuan has already won his hand. But it's okay. I mean, the hand is small. He has another chance now, right? So let's take a look. Now it's East 2, 0 Homba, and Feng's the Oya is Justin. Okay, and Feng starting hand. Let's take a look. Will he have as good hand as previously? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I think this is really good. This is good. I think it's a 3 shanten, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this is 2 shanten. This is 2 shanten. It's even better than just now, guys. It's a 2 shanten hand. What is first draw? Honors. Okay, so because his hand is just so good, right? I don't mind just going one straight line playing with the fastest way to tenpai possible. So yes, as usual, he discarded his honor tiles to reach tenpai as fast as possible. And the reason is still the same as the previous hand. His hand is just so good. He should be the first one to tenpai if he plays in one straight line. Okay, so discarding Hatsu here is perfectly normal. Okay, let's take a look at the next draw. 3P. Oh, okay, now he has a 4 consecutive numbers block. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6P is a really good shape for him because right now he only has 4 blocks. Okay, so in order for him to reach tenpai, he needs a 5th block, and the 3, 4, 5, 6P will actually allow him to get the 5th block pretty easily. The 9M. 9M isn't very useful here. Here he has 2 options actually. He can discard either 9M or Haku. I think both are really okay options really. Okay, after all, his pair is probably going to be 3S, he just needs one more set. Okay, but I believe that he discarded 9M here maybe because he didn't want to end up in a situation where he has a Penchan or Kanchan. The reason is because if you draw anything beside 9M, while it does reduce your Shanten and makes him in an E-Shanten shape, he has a very high likelihood that he will end up with a bad weight. Okay, now he discards Haku here. Okay, as usual, my original plan here is to reach tenpai as fast as possible, so discarding Haku here is perfectly normal. Okay, so over here, I think what he really wants to draw is probably 2P or 7P, both of which will give him a 3-sided weight, giving him a very good chance of tenpai. The only thing here is that he does not have the Dora, and the Dora is Chun. And the funny thing is that if you draw Chuan, it's going to be pretty over. Okay, 8S, okay, even though he has reached Ishan 10 shit, I think he's not very happy with it, so he discard 2M here. Okay, of course, the fastest answer, like let's say maximum efficiency answer is 3P. However, he notes that the Penchan 7S isn't really that good to him, so by throwing 2M here, the advantage is that if you draw anything beside your 3, 4, 5, 6P 4 consecutive number shape, he will proceed to break the 8, 9S to reach a good shape each. Okay, so normally when you want to declare Richie, you would want to declare Richie with a good shape. So he discarded 2M here is to keep the chance of having a good shape. Of course, if he draws 7S here straight away, he will just Richie with the 1-4M. I think 1-4M looks like a pretty good way here. We can see 3 copies of 2M. 1-4M does look pretty difficult to be used in the opponent's hand. So let's take a look at what our opponents are doing. Zhen Yao has thrown an 8M from the hand. Okay, I mean like we should not read too much into that. Wait, by? No. Okay, so Feng here really wants a 7S. Okay, but the next question we ask ourselves is, if he draw 1-4M, does he Richie on 7S? The problem right now is that he is Richie Nomi. Okay, means that he only has 2 Han if he declares a 1 Han if he declares a Richie and win off the 7S from the opponent. So he may not want to do it. I wonder what his option will be. 9P doesn't really help. Okay, so my opinion, I think this is really a tough one. I think if he draws 1M here, I will just take the 3P and declare Richie on the 7S. I mean, 2 opponents discarded 9S pretty early. The likelihood of them having multiple copies of 7S has diminished quite somewhat. So I think if he draws in 1M, can declare Richie straight away on the Penchan 7S. However, if he draws in 4M, there's a second option here. If he draws in 4M, he can actually try to go for a Tham Yao. Okay, never mind. Now he has the Tham Yao. But I believe here he might want to discard 3P because of 9S is 2 players saved out, but he decided to go for the aggressive approach and take 9S. Okay, the advantage of doing 9S here is that if he, as the same as just now, if you draw anything beside the 3, 4, 5, 6, 4 consecutive numbers tiles, okay, he will have a good shape later. Okay, the disadvantage will be that of course he's like 50. Oh, he decided to say 6P here. Okay, the clear reason for 6P here is most likely he's already considered that right now is already about turn 10. And turn 10 is the time when someone would already have declared Richie pretty soon, so he wants to keep the pair here as a safe tile. And maybe he also judged that the Kanchan 7S is not a bad weight. Okay, and I believe that judging from the current state of this card, he might actually call a Chi on the 4M. Reason is being that if he maintain Menzen here, likelihood the hand also still not going to be very expensive, so maybe he will declare a 4M Chi here. Okay. The 7S Chi is also within consideration, but the only bad thing about 7S Chi is that given that you can see so many 2M, if you Chi 7S, there's a good likelihood that you're going to draw 1M and end up 310 with no Yaku. So of course his best draw right now will be 7S and I will declare Richie now. Okay. 3P, 3P is not very useful. I think we'll discard it here. Okay. As of now, the Dora Chun is still not appear on the table, so normally you might want to pay attention to opponent's discard order and see if any of them reeks of having a Chun, But as of now, there's still not really like sufficient information to make such a definite conclusion. Yeah, I think for Feng, his hand is still in a very good state. I mean, like he probably had the best hand at the start of the. He probably had the best hand at the start of this round. However, his hand really had no progress. Okay, opponent declared Richie with a 1M discard. Oh no, actually this 1M is pretty suspicious. Because you see, I noticed that Yong Chuan broke 5S, 7S, and followed by a Richie with the 1M. So clearly he has something beside 1M here, so it's very suspicious. So first weight I would think of is probably he shampoo 3M, but actually the funny thing is that Zhen Yao immediately threw a 3M and there was no response. So maybe it's not, maybe 3M is Yong Chuan's pair. Yeah, that's still pretty possible. Okay, of course the chance is not very high because we can see 2 copies of 3M. Okay, but you know, if you want me to think a guess why Yong Chuan hit the 1M, of course there are a few reasons. One is that 1M is could be a relative safe now from his perspective, and also that his pair could be 3M. That's why he kept the 1M. I mean, it's pretty weird that he break 5S, 7S and kept 1M, right? So my guess here will be 3M is Yong Chuan's pair. Okay, let's look at the opponents. The opponents are throwing safe tile except except Zhen Yao, who has discarded 3M earlier on. Okay, that 3M actually is pretty suspicious to me. Oh, but lucky for him, he didn't fail. Okay, 9M is safe tile, he can discard. Okay, everyone is throwing safe tile except the 3M only. So, okay, 7P has become Suji. Okay, if Feng can reach 10 pi, he may be willing to push the 7P for 10 pi. Okay, at this juncture, we still don't know who has Chuan because everyone's still playing very conservatively. We can't really tell who has the Chuan. Okay, Justin is thinking about the 5S. I wonder what he's thinking about. Is Justin going to be 10 pi if he declares a Chi on the 5S? Or, okay, he decided not to take 5S. Okay, I can't tell who has the Chuan here, but one possible guess is that Yong Chuan's pair is 3M. Okay, 7P is Suji, but Feng doesn't have any more draws left. Is it worth to push the Suji here? Because after all, he's no 10, right? Is it worth to push the 7P here? If I were him, I would just fold with the 4P, I guess. After all, I don't think Feng has a chance to win the hand anymore, or even get into 10 pi at that. Oh, Feng decided to push 7P! Wow, okay, it passed. Okay, of course, the 7P chance of getting hit is unlikely. He didn't couple on the 3S. Okay, but I can see why, because 6S is not cleared. Okay, there's no more draws, right? Oh, there's still draw. Oh, Feng has still one last draw, my mistake. So because Feng has still one last draw, I believe that he might want to push for the temple. Oh, 3S again. Does he declare Pong here? If he declares Pong, he will give the high play to Yong Chuan, but at the same time, he will get 10 pi. And he can still run on 1-4M. I think he decided not to because the risk could not be worth it. Okay, none. Okay, I think he can throw 3S or none here, doesn't really matter so much. So, okay, Feng and the hand with no 10. Okay, so Yong Chuan is waiting on, what's that? 258M. Oh, free 10. Is that free 10? Okay, he discarded 8M himself before. Okay, so his 1M Richie could be that he was Kanchan 2M earlier and then he drew 7M to make it a 3-sided way and declared Richie. Okay, of course, the only bad thing is that he's free 10, but it made everyone 4 and then he doesn't have the Chuan, right? So he made everyone 4 and he got his 10 pi money. So I think it was a good decision from Yong Chuan. Okay, I think this is quite unfortunate for Feng that his hand could probably be the best one on the table at the start of the hand, but he still couldn't even reach 10 pi at the end. Now let's move into East 3, 1 Homba with 1 Richie still on the table. Oh my god, wait, is it me or this hand is also really good? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 3 Shanten? Really good shape 3 Shanten if I'm not wrong. So because his hand, oh wait, I think it's 2 Shanten. There's a Kanchan. Okay, no, wait, this is 3 Shanten, sorry. So because this is 3 Shanten and the hand is just so good, right? Same thing as before, I will play in one straight line to reach the tempo as fast as possible, clear your honors. Okay, so I think maybe for me I will throw Sha first because Tong is the double Tong Yaku Pai. But I can see why he do that because his hand is so good, he thinks that he's going to reach Chi before other players. So he discards the one that he doesn't want people to call first. Okay, over here he kept Sha. Okay, I'm not exactly sure why he kept Sha over Tong here. Like, I mean, the normal logic is that Tong has 2 hand if he managed to Tong it. So normally you keep the Tong, but maybe he decides to Sakigiri, discard the Tong early so that nobody gets the chance to pair it. Okay, but then what's the point of keeping Sha? Maybe he wants to play much more safer here. Okay, 3S is a really good draw for Sha, let's go. Yes, good. Okay, so I think his hand has reached a 2 Shanten shape, if I'm not wrong. 1, 2, yes, 2 Shanten shape. The only downside is that his shapes aren't exactly very good, but his acceptance are pretty okay. 2S, 6S, 8M, 4M, all gives him a reduction in Shanten. Oh, the opponent declared a Kang on the Chuan. Okay, that's a pretty unusual. Is the opponent near 10 pi? Okay, that's very hard to judge. Okay, Feng is considering the 5S, but I think maybe if I win, I won't take the 5S. Okay, just discard the none here. I think Feng's hand is just too good to play it safe here. I mean, just because your opponent can't opponent, I mean, likely to be near Tenpai, but you know, we can't tell so much from it at this juncture. So I think Feng should just play one straight line again. I mean, it's only turn 4, right? If the opponents are really Tenpai, then too bad for him, right? Does the opponent have... Okay, I think the only thing he really needs to worry now is that does the opponent have the Hatsu, you know, the Dora, the original Dora is Hatsu, okay? For 8p, oh, Hatsu, there you go. Oh, Feng. Okay, Yong declared Feng on the Dora Hatsu. Okay, this is going to make it very difficult for Feng to play. Even though Feng's hand is really good, Feng might have a difficult time trying to play around 3 total melts on the table, right? What's that? 9M. Okay, Ishan 10, however... okay, he discarded 9M here, okay? I can see why he does so, because that even though keeping the 9M and discard the 2p gives him an Ishan 10 shape, but notice that if he reaches Tenpai, likely his weight is going to be pretty poor here. So I think he discards here, maybe for safety and also try to capitalize on the 2p. Okay, over here he draws 6M, even though he's back in Ishan 10. 9M, okay, he rejected Ishan 10 again, okay? Maybe because his Ishan 10 consists of a Kanchan 8M and a Kanchan 5M, both of which are 1 on the table if I'm not wrong. Okay, now 2 on the table now, so maybe that he judged that if he reached Tenpai with that hand, it's probably still going to be difficult to win, so he discard 9M here. The 2p here still has some value if he draw 3p. Okay, 3p got 2 on the table, so maybe difficult for him to make use of the 2p. He discarded 1s here. He probably going for a Zhen Yao over here. If I were him, maybe I would have discarded 2p, I think, but yeah, I think I'll discard the 2p because there are 2 copies of 3p at that point in time just now. Okay, but discarding 1s is also fine. I mean, if he can draw the last 3p right now, it'll be really good for him, eh? Oh, 这种 Okay, Chunomi kana. Okay, Chunomi. So that's okay, I believe this is quite difficult to count, right? The Chun is 16, 4, and 8, right? 16 full for the Chun, 4 full. So this is what's this? Sorry, this is 400, 700, right? 40 full, right? 16. Yeah, it's 40 full, I think. Or is it 50 full? 16 for. Oh yeah, this is 50 full. So it's 150 full. That's a how much is 150 full, guys? 800,006. No, not that much. 400, 800. 400, 800, is it? Because I think what's shown on the screen may not be correct if I'm not wrong. Yeah, okay, I think what's shown on the screen is not correct. This should be 400, 800, I think. Okay, I think maybe for Feng the outcome is actually quite okay because I mean Yong has Feng the Dora, that is more scary than this one, right? Okay, so this hand ends off with Justin Zimo 400, 800. So I'm not sure if the scores on the screen are correct, but judging from what's on the table, it should be correct. So okay, let's move on into East 40 Honba. East 40 Honba, we have first place Yong 27,500, and then we have Justin 26,900. Then we have in third place Feng 23,100, and in last place 22,500. But honestly, these scores are just so close that it doesn't even matter who's first, second, third, or fourth, right? Okay, let's take a look at the next Feng's hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here, this 4 Shanten hand. We'll take a look at his first draw, see whether he can reduce a 3 Shanten. But in general, it does look pretty good as again. Okay, Feng is having really good hands for this round, but for this game, sorry, but it doesn't seem that his draw is really good at all. Okay, that makes it 3 Shanten. Okay, so his hand is still above average once again. So 3 Shanten, same thing, play in one straight line, go for the fastest way to Tenpai, so discard your honor tiles here. Of course, not the pair Hatsu, definitely. Okay. If Hatsu comes out now, I think can pull. After all, his hand is really fast. When you draw, okay, 6S, is it? Okay, 6S. This gives him 2 Shanten, I think, but the 2 Shanten shape is pretty awkward because he has a Kanchan 5S and a Kanchan 8S. So even though it's 2 Shanten, I'll consider this as 3, I guess. He needs to draw, I think one good draw for him will be 3M here, gives him a better 2 Shanten shape, sorry. Okay, right now he's already 2 Shanten. Oh, is that 3S? Oh, okay, that's really good. Okay, now he has a 2, 3, 4 slash 2 chance. If he draws 3M here, he can consider breaking 6, 7S. Okay, but since his hand is 2 Shanten with almost all of them good shapes, I think it is time to call Hatsu for sure now. Like now, I think it's more definite to call Feng on the Hatsu. Okay, so Dora is 6p here, he doesn't have a single one, but he's more than happy to draw it. Okay, now he draws 6m, he has a chance for pinful. Now he's in a 6-box situation. Hatzi I will still Pong, because if he Pong already, he'll be in Ishanten with a good shape. Oh, Richie. Okay, that is a really quick Richie from Zhen Yao, the South player. Okay, last place Zhen Yao declared Richie. Let's see what his weight is. Of course, we don't know what his weight is at this juncture, but if Feng draws in the correct Tao, wrong Tao, Hatzi first then I guess. I mean, his hand is Dora-less and he's still 2 Shanten, so I believe it's not a good hand to just bash straight through. So Hatzi is the safest Tao in his hand. Okay, actually the safest Tao in his hand is 2p, but he only has 1 copy, so he will rather play around with Hatzi. Okay, I believe that's what he's thinking. Okay, Hatzi again. Chuan is not exactly very safe, but if his next draw gives him a good draw, he may want to throw Chuan there. If his next draw is also another dangerous Tao, then he can consider not throwing Chuan there. Okay, what is Justin thinking? Justin is going 2M safe Tao. It looks like everyone is also throwing Chuan out there. Okay, so Feng is still in the 2 Shanten share. Honestly speaking, I wouldn't be very comfortable with these 2 Shanten because the 3, 4, 6, 7S has an overlapping acceptance, okay, for the 5S. So even though it's a 2 Shanten hand, but you have to think of it as not super good because of the overlapping. And on top of that, he has no Dora, so his hand is pretty cheap here. Yeah, over here, he's kind of... Okay, 6S, 7S is safe Tao. I think I might throw 6S, 7S. I'll throw 6S, 7S if I were him. 6S, 7S, exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, I like that, man. So the reason for 6S, 7S is because that of the, just now as I mentioned, the overlapping acceptance. Furthermore, he has 6 blocks, so he can afford to break 1 block. And then finally, if he really backfires the 8S, the 8S is also a Tao that Zhen Yao is really unlikely to be waiting on because AS is the Suji and he reaches with 7S. So if Zhen Yao appears with a Shampon 8S, that's really surprising because Zhen Yao could have taken the realm map. So 8S is also a Tao that will pass. So I don't think the backfire is really painful here. After all, Feng is cheap. Oh, 3P pass. Nice. That's a really good one for Feng. I think Feng can get back into the game. The only thing is 1S. 1S is still a little bit suspicious. Not very sure if he can push the 1S. But I think his next discard should be 3P if he draws any good effective Taos. And what's his next draw? 2P. Oh, okay. 3P is Shanten, right? 3P is Shanten. Okay, the only issue is the 1S. The 1S. Can the 1S be pushed? After all, Zhen Yao can still have a lot of weights, right? Zhen Yao can still be 3-6M, 4-7M, 5M, 6-9M, still got quite a lot of weight. Okay, the only thing is that Feng doesn't have any Dora, his hand value is actually quite limited. Okay, except that if he draws 4P later for Ippatsu, maybe he has more of a value to fight. Okay, let's see what's his next draw, and then we will decide 5S. Okay, safe Tao. Okay, Feng's 2-5S. Okay, is that Damai? Damai. Okay, might want to choose to Damaten here if he decides to push, because the hand isn't super big and doesn't have a lot of Dora. If he does a 1 push of the 1S here, okay, he decides to reach it all run. Okay, 1S is actually not safe at all. Okay, reach 1 Dora, 2,600 points from Feng. Okay, he decides to reach here. I think that's also equally valid. But I think 1 push is okay. After all, there's still quite a lot of Taos that has not passed. Okay, and 1S, like not many shapes can fit 1S, right? Ramen, Shampoo, Tanki only. Okay, so Feng has fed 2,600 here. Zhen Yao has 1 Richie, 1 Ura-dora. Okay, so this outcome not very good for Feng, but I mean his draws were quite good, right? But maybe the draws scammed him. Okay, so now let's move on to the next hand. Okay, Feng here fed 2,600. I think this puts him in last place, but it's fine. I mean, it's still pretty close. It's still all within less than Mangan range, right? So Feng here. Okay, so never mind. It's okay. First place now is Yong Chuan with 27,500. Second place is Justin, 26,900. Third place is Zhen Yao, he's the dealer now, 25,100. And last place is Feng with 20,500. Okay, South 1, 0 Homba, and Zhen Yao's the dealer. Dora is 9P. Let's look at Feng's hand. Oh, it looks pretty, I think it's decent, but may not be as good as previous hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's 4 Shanten. Yeah, it's 4 Shanten with mainly bad shapes. But the 2, 3, 4, 5P is really good shape. So our sales still is below average because 4 Shanten hand is still below average. An average hand is about 3.5 Shanten, so 4 falls below the par. So I'd say this is a pretty average hand, or below average hand, sorry. Okay, so his first draw doesn't decrease his Shanten, so he is still 3 Shanten. Okay, he decided to throw Tong here, the guest win here. Okay, so I believe if his draws are good, he might be able to reach 10 pi fast enough. After all, 4 Shanten is bad, but it's not like horrible. Okay, he has a outside Tan Yao chance. Okay, 9M juice plus. Okay, so over here I can see why he doesn't want to play in a straight line. Okay, when I say play in a straight line here means discarding Sha and Haku. Okay, however, he decides not to because maybe he also judged that his hand isn't very good. It's a 4 shanten with mainly bad shapes and only one good shape, 2, 3, 4, 5 P. So because of that, his hand is not really ready for like fight with the Oya kind of thing. Yeah, over here discarded Haku, okay, he kept the Sha. Maybe one of his reasons for keeping the Sha could be that well, it's other people's guest win, other people's Otakaze, so people don't keep it. But maybe if I were him, I would have thrown Sha first because Haku is the Oya saved up. Oya Genbutsu. So, you know, in the event, if I want to defend, I will defend hard against. Oh, that's a really good draw with a Sanshoku chance. Okay, within a span of 3 draws, I think, or 4 draws. Yeah, the first draw wasn't that effective. So his next 3 draws were all effective out, making him in a really good situation now. The only bad thing is that he's Ishanten with 2 Benchan. So both of these Benchan are 1 Benchan and 1 Kanchan, so both of which are bad wins. So, however, he has a Sanshoku chance, so I believe that's what he should be aiming for. After all, right now, if he Richie, is always a Richie no Mi, right? So I think what he really wants to draw now is 1P, but there are 3 1P on the table. So the 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku might be a little bit difficult. However, the 2, 3, 4 Sanshoku might still be there. Maybe 1M here, discard might be a good one. Move towards Zhen Yao, I think. I will discard 1M if I were him. Okay? Because, okay, 1M, nice one. Okay, can. So, 1M here is a clear answer because if he draws 6P, I think one of his best draws should be 6P now. If he draws 6P, he's on his way to a Richi Zhen Yao Pinfu, or in short, we call it Man Tan Pin. Of course, if he draws 3S right now, then he will take the Tenpai straight away. The only thing is that if you draw 3S right now, the only question is, do you want to greed it out and hope for the Zhen Yao Sanshoku? After all, if you do get the Zhen Yao Sanshoku, that really ups it by 300. Given that he has no Dora in his hand now, I think if I were him, I would decide to Damaten if I draw 3S. Yeah, but of course, let's just see whether he has enough luck to draw the 3S, right? Okay, dealer Zhen Yao declared a Pong on the Dong and discarded 6S. Okay, we are relatively centered down. Okay, of course, that alone can't really tell whether he's Tenpai or not. Okay, but if he's Tenpai, then we should be wary, right? Okay, 6M. I believe Feng's hand is really good enough for him to not really care about the dealer at this juncture. Dealer's first discard is 5M. Okay, a relatively centered down and then he Pong Dong here. Okay, maybe he's really Tenpai. Like, he can discard so many center tiles, could possibly show that his hand is really there. Okay, of course, what's more scary about his Tenpai is whether he's Tenpai with Dora. Okay, okay, 3S passed, 3S Suji. Okay, 7P. Okay, I think Feng should go for Zhen Yao here, right? Zhen Yao, 1S. Okay, Feng is still in a pushing state. Let's go, Feng. I think if he draws the 6P here, that will be his best draw. But I think even 5-8M is not a bad draw for him. I think if he draw 5-8M, I think declaring Richie on the Kanchan 6P might not be a bad idea as well. Okay, Richie Zhen Yao is enough for him, I think. Richie Zemo Zhen Yao with 1 Ura is an easy Mangan. We're putting him first if he wins a Mangan here, right? I believe he wants a Mangan as much as we audiences want him to get a Mangan, right? Okay, let's take a look at 2P. Okay, nothing interesting there. 9S. 9S is Suji, I think can push. Okay. Okay, the 2S there might not be very safe. I think that's based on Feng's judgment. Okay, so if he pairs 2S, maybe he will break 6S. Of course, 6S is the dealer saved out. Okay, dealer take 2M from the hand. This 2M is actually pretty interesting because his first discard is 5M and he still has a 2M in his hand. So of course there are a few reads. Maybe you can think of it as he has a 1M pair or something, like he just Tenpai. Oh, okay, this 3P actually gives him a better Ishanten. Okay, the only thing is that, oh, wrong. Okay, so, oh, he threw the, is that 2M? He threw the 2M from 1, 2, 2, 3. Okay, maybe maybe he had a 2, 2, 3 shape. Yeah, that's quite normal. Okay, wrong. So, Zhen Yao won on Tong Nomi. Okay, Kanchan 2S, that is a 1,500 points from Feng. Okay, unfortunate for Feng, but Feng really has to push in that situation after all. Feng's hand is pretty good, right? Richie Zhen Yao Pinfu chance. Okay, Richie Zhen Yao Pinfu, right? Every Richie player's favorite hand, right? Always good weight and has a free Yaku from Zhen Yao and Pinfu. Okay, now we move on into South 1 Honba. Okay, and Zhen Yao is the dealer again. Yeah, did the scores change much? They changed quite little, so the positions and the standings are still the same. Yong Chuan's first, Zhen Yao second, Justin's second, Zhen Yao's third, and Feng is still last. But it's okay. The gap is still not very big, still within Mangan distance away. Let's look at Feng's starting hand. Is this a very good hand again? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's a 3 Shanten hand. The only thing is that it's probably going to be cheap. But still, 3 Shanten is still above the par, so I think he should still play this in one straight line. However, over here I will not discard Honors first, I will discard 9S. But of course, C is first, style first. 6M. Okay, 9S first. Okay, the reason for discarding 9S here is actually pretty obvious because he has the 6S over there. The 6S can accept tiles such as 4, 5, 7, and 8S, including 6S itself. Okay, so 9S can also accept the similar tiles to 6S, so he can discard 9S first. If he pairs the honor here, there will be value because he can open his hand. Okay, to Aka-Dora. No, that's not Dora. That's not 2S, sorry. That's 3S. Okay, so anyway, as mentioned just now, his hand is really good. It's the above average, above par. So I believe he should still play in one straight line while keeping keeping his chances open. I mean, apart from Richie Nomi right now, I still don't see where his hand can go. Of course, you would really want to draw the run out, I think. 5p, okay, good. As mentioned earlier, the 4 consecutive tiles here are really strong here. So hopefully he's able to draw. I think 4p will be a really good draw for him. Yeah, the thing about drawing 4p is that I think he doesn't know what to discard next. I think if you draw 4p here and discard any of the swords here, it's actually quite weak. Because he's still... I don't think he wants the 4 6 6m 9 9m shape, right? Especially with 1 6m on the table. Let's see. Feng will really want to draw the Dora now, I guess. Okay, 4m. Okay, I think if I were him, I'll throw 6m here, I think. After all, yeah, okay, 6m, yeah, we had the same thoughts, man, I like it. Okay, the reason for throwing 6m here is actually quite easy, because there's already 1 6m on the table, and then you don't need a 4 4 6 6 9 9 shape. So throwing 6m here, because 6m has the least chance of drawing another one, okay, and furthermore, this 6m also sets up for a Suji trap on the 9m later if he were to shampon. Okay, 6s here, it might be an answer, I think. The straightforward play is 6s, because you won't be... not very sure, I think I'll throw 6s here, okay. Because the 3, 5, 6, 7, 8p, you can draw quite a lot of pinzi to become a good shape, right? So I think I'll throw 6s here. I think he still really wants the Dora here. Okay, do not throw the 3s here, guys, because while 3s is more to the side, don't forget the Dora is 2s. You don't want to end up in a situation when you draw 2s and you're like, oh no, what do I do with this, right? Okay, so throwing 6s here should be the better answer, I guess. Okay, what he really wants to draw now, I think possibly 4p. I think 4p is the one that he really wants to draw, but I think drawing the Dora here, 2s here is also fine. If you draw 2s here, if I were him, maybe break 9m or 4m. My 9m, oh, Dora out. Okay, Justin discard Dora. Is that okay? Yishan 10, 5m, really good draw. And somehow he has already set up for the Suji trap on the Shampoo 9m already. If he can draw 4p next turn, he's a definite Richie, I guess. The only thing is that if he draw 9m of Feng himself, will he Richie? If I were him, I can't really tell whether I'll Richie or not. After all, it will always be a Richie Nomi. And 3, 5, 6, 7, 8p can easily upgrade the shape. But if you look at the board, Pinzer was pretty easy to come out. Right, the lower Pinzer has been scouted by the dealer early. But you know, we can't make too much judgment until we see how... Oh, wait, did we just see Justin break a 2s, 3s Dora set? That is really scary, you know. Justin should be really close to Tenpai or something, or he could be making a really big hand. I mean, to randomly break a Ram Man starting from the Dora is really unusual, right? So I think this Justin's hand could really be scary. I'm so excited to see what Justin's hand is, but okay, you know, we can't really tell unless he wins the hand. So I wonder what Justin is doing, and it's really scary. Oh, okay, he has a new acceptance. I think I'll throw 1p here. Oh, he chose 7m here. Okay, that's fine too. Okay, I will choose 1p here because I can see two 2ps on the table, and then like, you know, the chance of drawing a 2p is much lower, and keeping the 7m here actually gives him an out for the 8m. He might draw 8m himself, and furthermore, AM does look like... Oh, AM got 2 on the table, is it? Sorry, I missed that. So maybe... Oh, but 2p also 2 on the table, right? But AM looks easier to come though, if you look at the board. Yeah, I think AM looks easier to come actually. Okay, Justin should be near Tenpai already, but he keeps changing his hand. I wonder what he's doing. I'm so curious. Oh, okay, Tenpai Kedo. But the rate is always not very good. Is this a Richie or Damaten? I think it's very hard to decide here. I will usually take Han 4p here, but okay, Damaten. Okay, I can see why he Damaten here, because number one is that his weight is quite easy to upgrade. He draws a 6p, 7p, all gives him a Ramman. And I think if he draws 5p, 8p, he might want, or even 3p, he might want to go for a Shampoo actually. Because Shampoo looks a little bit easier to win, so maybe he decides to Damaten here. And then one more thing is that the Justin's discard is actually a ticking time bomb. It looks so scary, but he doesn't... I don't know whether he's Tenpai already or not. Yeah, I think if I were him, I also would be scared of Justin. Right? Breaking 2s and 3s on turn 6 is a really scary thing. Okay, but Feng is Tenpai here. Maybe he judged that 4p isn't a really good rate. Okay, of course, if you draw 4p here, you will definitely just more for 400, 700. Okay, but I think maybe he's looking for upgrade. I think once he draws the upgrade, he might declare Richie. Oh yeah, but oh yeah, Tong is dead. Is it me or I saw dealer discard to Tong before? Okay, sorry, I missed that as well. So Tong is dead, meaning that he won't change to Shampoo anymore. I think what he's looking for is the Ramman. Okay, but I'm not sure when will he declare Richie. Maybe he declare Richie soon, I think. Like, after all his upgrade, okay, that's a good draw. Okay, 6-9p, let's go. Richie, right? You can see so many copies of 7p, that's like 3 copies of 7p, right? That means 6-9p looks like a really good Richie. Okay, 6-9p, Feng Richie on the 6-9p. Okay, this hand is pretty cool there. If he Zimo the 6p is a little bit bigger than 9p because of 6p can be considered as a Kanchan. Okay, So I think he judged that 6-9p is going, the 2p, okay, but this is a bit, you can't say that right? I mean, we also don't know we will draw the 2p, right? Okay, but it's fine, 6-9p is still a good weight. He can see 3 copies of 3p, and 9p looks like unusable by other people. Okay, even though it's reaching on me, he can still hit Ura, right? I mean, after all, we only can see 2 copies of 8M. The Ura-dora indicator might be 8M, right? And then he will hit 3 Ura, right? Okay, and as of things stand, we have not seen anyone win a manga now. All has been pretty relatively cheap hands. So I think we are pretty excited to see a Mangan here, right? I think Feng's chance of Mangan is like 3 copies of 8M, so the chance of hitting 9M Ura-dora has diminished quite a lot. Okay, but I think opponents are playing it safe here. Chuan did push at 8M, but 8M is one chance after all, right? Oh no chance. We can see 4 copies of 7M, so maybe maybe Chuan is also defending. Okay, 2p again, ouch. Okay, never mind, it's fine. After all, okay, Chi declared by Chuan, okay, and he's got 9S Genbutsu, okay. So I think Chuan is playing it safe. However, one interesting thing to note that Chuan is that Chuan actually pushed the 8M first, followed by 9S, which 9S is 100% safe. But AM is actually, honestly, AM is very low chance to get hit lah. It's only Danki, so I think it's 4p. Oh no, that was the initial weight. Okay, but anyway, but the good news for Feng is that he can see all copies of 7p. So because you can see all 4 copies of 7p, the utility rate of 9p has diminished a lot. Okay, furthermore, both Chuan and Justin has discarded 9p pretty early on, so it's pretty unlikely that they have 9p in their hands. So I think for Feng, I think he's eyeing on 9p. He's like, 9p, come to me, right? Okay, 9p, where's 9p for Feng? Okay, Chuan throw 8S is still Genbutsu. I think everyone is throwing Genbutsu. Zhen Yao has thrown 3M Suji. Okay, I'm not sure if he's pushing or holding, I can't tell yet. Okay, Pei is safe. Okay, so I'm not sure about Chuan. I'm not sure if Chuan is tempered or not. Chuan has been throwing safe tiles after the AM, but I won't call AM a push. I think AM is really a very low push. Okay, the only reason is because AM can only get hit by okay, nothing. Okay, it's the Nakasuji of Chuan, so yeah, I can unlikely to get hit lah. Okay, the reason why Nakasuji of Chuan 5M may not easily get hit is that he threw AM first, right? So because he threw AM first, but anyway, no more 7M, right? 1, 2, 3. Anyway, is that 3 7M or that's 4 7M table? Okay, then never mind. We can't tell anything for that. 6S. Chuan is thinking a bit, but he's not doing anything for the 6S. Okay, can. Anyway, sorry, I take that back. There are 4 copies of 7M on the table. 8M is extremely unlikely to get hit, except Danki. Okay, and of all things, Feng won't do that, right? Okay, so what's Chuan thinking of? I think Chuan drew a new he's thinking whether to push. It means likely Chuan is 10 pi. Okay, as of now we can only see 2 Dora on the table. So does Chuan is that a Kang? 5S Kang. Okay. New Dora is 1S. Okay, Chuan unlikely has 1S. So I think there's nothing much to be scared of. Okay, but Chuan declared a Kang now. He has no more draws, right? But Feng still has. Feng no more draw already, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, Feng no more draw. I think that Khan is to make Feng not have any draws. That's interesting. Okay, so unfortunately for Feng, his 6-9p looks like it's the end of his 10 and he does not get his 6-9p. Okay, so no 10. Oh yeah, no 10. There's no more, right? Okay, Justin, are you 10 pi? Justin? 10 pi. Kokushi. Okay, interesting. This card doesn't look like Kokushi at all. If you look at the number of the honor tiles is kind of table, but that's really interesting. But lucky for Feng that he has the last 2 tong in his hand, so the Kokushi cannot come to fruition. But the funny thing is that the interesting thing is that his card really doesn't look very Kokushi at the start, right? It looks like some normal thing, okay? But now that he's Tenpai Koshi, but there's no more tong, unfortunately. But okay, at least he can still get his 1,500 points. But still, I totally did not expect a Koshi over there. Okay, so as I was right just now, you saw him broke the 2S, 3S from the 2S Dora. So his hand must be something pretty scary, okay? And it turns out I was right, it's really, really scary. Okay, unfortunately for him, there's no more tong. He wouldn't have known that, but he would just push. Okay, so over here, now we are moving on to South 2 Honba with 1 Richie still up for grabs. Okay, Feng is still last with 19,500 points, but at least, the thing is that he hasn't won a single hand yet, but his hands have been really good, but I think this time his hand is not very good anymore, unfortunately. 1, 2, 3, it's a 5 Shanten hand. 5 Shanten hand with 1 Dora. It was difficult for him. What's his first draw? It doesn't help. So it's a 5 Shanten horrible hand. I'll start 1M, I guess. Yeah, I'll throw 1M without him too. 5 Shanten 1 Dora is a really difficult hand. Okay, so his hand is really way below average. I will not call Pong on the Hatsu here. If you call Pong on the Hatsu here, he's defenseless and he's still slow, and worst part, he's cheap. Okay, Dora is 2S here, so he will definitely keep the 2S here. Okay, I think most players will be quite tempted to get the Richie sticks and the bonus stick on the table, but given Feng's hand situation, which is really below average, he cannot really call Pong on the Hatsu and Chong, right? I mean, like, it probably won't be fast enough. Okay, I think cap 9p here really is for the Itzu chance. After all, when your hand is bad, you might want to force something big, you see. So maybe here I'll throw some Sha or oh, he throw 9p. Okay, so he doesn't see Itzu, that's fine, because after all, the honor tiles he kept there is maybe for safety or something. Yeah, after all, Pei is the Oya Genbutsu, Oya safe tile. So he wants to takes a more conservative approach, knowing that his hand is bad. Okay, he takes a more conservative approach. I think that should be the way most Richie players play lah. Most experienced Richie players play like that. Like if we judge that our hand cannot really win, then we will take a more conservative approach in preparation for the incoming Richie. Okay, over here he draw a 2N. While it does decrease his Shanten, his hand are all Kanchan except the 6-7p. So his hand is still below average, even though his hand has improved to a 3 Shanten, but all of them are bad grades, unfortunately for him. Okay? But maybe the 2p looks like it's in a wall. After all, 2 players discarded an early 1p. He might draw the 2p himself. Hopefully he can do so. Okay? But I think what he really wants is to draw something around the Dora or the Dora itself, because even if we go one straight line here, he will end up with a Richie no meaning. Okay. Oh, Feng. Okay, he's up for the sticks. Okay, he's going one straight line. Okay, that's cool. Okay, Feng from the Oya. Okay, so he's going for the sticks. Okay, I think what he really wants to draw now is the Dora. Okay, because his hand will be cheap if he doesn't use it. Oh, he draws the Dora. Okay, he wants the sticks. We all want the sticks, right? Okay, so no response from anyone with the Dora. Yeah, but his hand is still slow. But if I were Feng's opponent from like third party's perspective, I would think that Feng has a scary hand now, because he can call Pong on Hatsu and throw 2S. Maybe he can do it. Maybe he can think of it as he does this as a bluff. Like, I would think his hand is scary, but apparently his hand is still like all over the place. You know, he's still Shanten without a pair, so his hand is not only bad, his hand high chance for reach how to say, bad shape Tenpai. Okay, so well, he's up for the sticks, right? Everyone is up for the sticks, right? Okay, so let's hope that he get good draws. I thought he really needs a pair now. If not, he will probably end up Tanki. Yeah, but I think he will call on anything that gives him close to Tenpai, because I think with the Hatsu Pong, he's going for with the Hatsu Pong, he's going for the sticks, right? There's no reason he won't Chi now. Okay, so right now he is a Kanchan 3M and a Kanchan 7S. Okay, any call or drawing of those will give him Tenpai straight away for 1k. But you have to think of it this way: even though it's 1k, he ends Justin's Oya, and on top of that, he gets 1,600 extra from the sticks. Okay, so Oya Justin has caught a Chi on a 6p. That's pretty scary. And then there's a 9S break. So notice that Justin Chi 6p and followed by, like, he discarded 2 9S consecutively. So this shows that his hand should have enough blocks, means that Justin should be really near Tenpai, if not Tenpai. Okay, because if he can break 9S, he has a luxury to break 9S pair, means that he has enough things inside. He's probably not a Tanki as well. Okay, should Feng go for Kanchan? Okay, he decided not to go for the Kanchan, and maybe because 2M is also saved out of the dealer. There's a good chance that the dealer is Tenpai. After all, he did break the 9S pair, so there's almost no way that the dealer is Tanki. Okay, that is just too weird. Okay, the only thing you really had to be scared of is the dealer's hand being expensive. He does here the Dora. Okay, given that there was no call on the 2S that Feng pushed earlier, probably don't have multiple copies of Dora. Of course, he can still have Dora, just maybe not multiple copies. Okay, Feng draw 2p here is a small backfire because he discarded 1p before, but I think it's also okay to just discard 2p here, because after all, 1p is almost dead. He probably won't get to Chi back. Okay, from his point of view, he can see 5 copies of 1-4p. Because he can see 5 copies of 1-4p, it may not be as good as the 2 Kanchan. Oh, but he decided to throw 8S here. Interesting. Okay, I think maybe he's looking at Chi back the 1-4p. Okay, but of course the disadvantage is that he has already seen 5 copies of 1-4p. Not sure if he's able to get one more. The only good thing is that if Justin draws any, he won't. Anyway, Justin is the dealer, he's probably in a state that he doesn't care, right? 2p, 3p I guess. Yeah, a bit dangerous, but given that the Oya has caught a Chi on Pinzi, I think his weight is quite unlikely that it's Pinzi lah. Like, of course I can't tell exactly what his weight is, but there are some danger zones, like for example the 3-6M Ura-Suji and the 4-7M Ura-Suji, and all the Sozu are still dangerous. Okay, of course Feng has pushed the 8S, so 8S is no longer dangerous. Okay, I believe Justin should be pretty close to Tenpai here. After all, that 9S break shows that his hand should be ready. Oh, to be draw, nice one. He's Tenpai on Kan 5S. Okay, even though it's only 1k, but it ends the Oya ban, and it also gets 1,600 bonus, so that's a total of 2,600. Okay. Of course, that 2600 doesn't help Feng in terms of like getting higher position as of now, but you know, ending people's Oya is another opportunity for you, right? 5S, 4P. Okay, 4P should be okay. Okay, normally I think he won't think too much about the pinzi. If just in Qi 4, 5, 6P, the pinzi weight, chances of pinzi weight has diminished. Okay, of course I still don't know what his weight is, but there are some danger tiles like maybe 6S. You know, after all, 6S can only fit in one Tsuji as of now because 9S has passed, so 3 6S is still a chance to get hit. I think Feng is considering the chances that if you throw 6S, will you get hit by Dora? Okay, if you throw 6S here, most likely you're going to get fit 3 6S Realm Man. The only thing you're scared of is does he have a 2S pair as the pair, okay? So given that there's one at 2S on the table, the chances are low because maybe Justin will have caught Pong on 2S. So maybe he can push her, I think. He's gonna push. Oh yes, he pushed it, nice. I mean, even if fit is 1k5, I think his hand is worth 2k6, you have to think of it this way, right? If it means the hand is 1k plus the sticks on the table, so that's 2k6. Okay? And if Feng Zhihuang, I think it's a little bit bigger than 1k, right? It's 400, 700. So, I mean, okay, that's a really minor difference. I think what he really wants now is to win the hand. Okay, maybe the second thing he was considering is the like, should he wait Shampoo 4M or Kanchan 5S? Okay? So, I think if we throw 6S here, there is, okay, this card is not good news. This card brings the dealer hand bigger because more new Dora and now the card gives him more full. Okay, Sha should be okay. Sha. Okay, it didn't appear before, but chances of the dealer Shampoo Sha actually is quite low because of the 9S pair break. If your 9S pair break and you Shampoo Sha, meaning that you have too many pairs. So he might want to Shampoo Sha and 9S instead of Sha and whatever he is Shampoo now. So I believe maybe... Oh wait, there's one Sha on the table, sorry I missed it, he discarded it himself. Okay, so I think Sha is a definite pusher. Okay, the only thing now is that I think if Feng draw any suspicious style, he might want to fold because if the dealer has just one Dora, one is enough. Dealer's hand is 3,900 already. That's half a Mangan, you know. Yeah, and then in Feng's situation, I don't think he wants to fit half a Mangan. So it's okay. Yongchuan declared Richie with a 7P, that's a very interesting one. Okay, so Yongchuan has very aggressively pushed a 3M and then now he pushed a 7P. But I think the 7P chances of fitting is a little bit lower than a 3M lah. Okay, so what is Yongchuan's weight now? Okay, so if Yongchuan keeps the 7P, means that 7P has some value. Maybe Yongchuan is Shampoo 5P. Possible, right? 7S. Difficult to push, right? Really difficult to push. I think Feng should fold here with 7P. There are two indicators, and then he doesn't have a single Dora. I think he might have to fold here. Okay, he chose to fold here. Okay, I will do the same. I think it's not really worth it to push his 1k against the Richie here, and Yongchuan is so aggressive and you cannot see any Dora out. Okay, so and Yongchuan has two Ura indicators to see, so Yongchuan's hand could be really big. Okay, so Yongchuan declared Richie on 7P. Now, if 7P has more value to him than the 3M, maybe Shampoo 5P, you know, or 5P could use pair. Okay, I don't know for sure, of course, but these are just guesses so far. Okay, so Feng has been wary both about Yongchuan and the dealer. Okay, I still don't know what the dealer is waiting on. Maybe 47M, I think. Okay, my guess will be 47M, but you know, I can't say for sure. There's still quite a lot of sources that he can be waiting on, like for example 25S. Yeah, 25S, 47M for the dealer. For Yongchuan, probably maybe Shampoo 5P or he has a pair 5P. Yeah, but we can't say for sure again, so we can only play to our house. Is that the last draw for Feng? 6P, no 10, right? Safest style is 2P, is it? Oh, 7S, sorry, 7S just passed. Should be okay, I think. Okay, oh yeah, 10 by, and then what's the weight? 47M, I was right. Okay, but one of them was right. Okay, this is hindsight, and I was right as well. Yongchuan has a pair 5P. Okay, but Yongchuan is actually a cheater. Okay, and that's pretty aggressive there. Richie with a Tanky 4S. He has two Dora also. That's really interesting. Okay, if Yongchuan can Zimo and hit Ura, that's by man. Okay, so I mean, you see, even though we are able to read that Yongchuan has a pair 5P, but this information cannot say for sure he's Shampoo or is his 5P his pair. Okay, probably his 5P is pair, it's not his only pair. He has 5 other pairs, right? Okay, so the dealer was indeed waiting for 47, and I think dealer's hand was single tong 1 Dora, right? That's 3,900. Okay, so okay, now we're gonna move on to South 2, 3 Honba with 2 sticks on the table. 3, 4, 5. Okay, 3 shunt 10. Okay, so another above average 3 shunt hand. He has an isolated Dora, however, but because his hand is 3 shunt 10, it's above average. I would just play one straight line, fastest way to Tenpai, so get rid of all the honors. Okay, totally makes sense to throw the Tong here. Don't let the dealer pair up the Tong before you throw. And furthermore, Hatsu is your own Yakuhai, so you may want to keep it for a while. Of course, even though it's 3 shunt 10, it's still like a set, right? Like a block. So let's see what he draw. Oh, that's a very good draw. Okay, Hatsu. Okay, yes. Okay, so his hand is really good. So same thing, go one straight line. Question, do you Peng Nan here? Because the pair is, if you Peng Nan, your pair is 8M, so I think Peng Nan is also acceptable here, I would say. Okay, will I Peng Nan? Maybe yes, I think this hand, I mean there's too many sticks to grab already. You can see the winner of this hand will get extra 2k6, and don't forget he's double Nana. So I think most likely you'll call the Nana, maybe like Peng Nan throw 8p or something. Yeah. So let's see, oh 5M, maybe 8p discard here I think, because 5M is more to the center, there's more tiles that will give you, okay 8p, yes, okay that's nice. Yeah, I think what he will, if he draws Nan himself, obviously that would be the perfect outcome for him lah. Okay, let's see what the opponents are doing. Oh, throw Nan Pong. Yes, okay, 1 Dora. Okay, can. He's going for the fastest Tenpai here instead of the biggest value. Okay, the reason is because there are 2,900, sorry, not 2,600, my mistake from a while ago. So there's extra 2,900 up for grabs. He's currently Ishan 10 for Nan Nomi, double Nan Nomi. So double Nan Nomi is 2,000 points, but with the additional 2,900, that's making 4,900. That's slightly more than half a Mangan. So I also think that Peng Nan is definitely the way to go here and throw the Dora. Go for the fastest hand here. After all, even if you do draw you draw something beside the Dora, your weight will always be bad. Okay, I probably won't Pong this 8M because if you Pong this 8M, the weight is bad. Okay, discard 6p. Okay, over here, the 4556 S shape here is called the Nakabukure. Nakabukure here means like, you know, one extra copy of the center one. This is a very good shape because anything you draw around the Sozu set, right, always give you a Ramen, and furthermore, he can also call Chi on that, so he must retain that shape. So it's just a toss up between 6p and 5M. Okay, oh, what a perfect draw. Okay, so now he's on Tenpai 3, 6M, double Nan Nomi. Double Nan here is 2k. If the 6 2k9, total 4k9, I think he will really want to win this hand, especially now he lost this 4k9 will really help him a lot. Winning this 4k9 will bump him out of the third place, but he's really needed third place. Let's see whether he will get at least 369. Maybe the whole table only Tenpai, right? Okay. For you, he may want to throw 1p here. After all, 4p is 2 people safe down. If he really need to defend later, he can throw the 4p. So I think maybe 1p here might be an okay answer. Okay, now 4p is everyone safe down. In the event he really needs to defend, he can throw 4p here. So that's the reason for him throwing 1p. Okay, Richie by the Oya. Okay, but now because his hand is, okay, 1M is a push. Okay, now with one more Richie stick on the table, when if Feng wins the hand, he'll get extra 3,900, making his total hand, if he wins, 5,900. That is actually pretty big, and he really needs the 5,900 now. So I think he will push things that doesn't look that dangerous, at least for now. What's this? 2S, I think it's a push. Okay, go. Okay, for 5,900 he has to go. Okay, with 2 Dora sitting on the table, hopefully the Oya doesn't have too many Dora and the hand value won't be too big even in the event that he really fit. Okay, go. Okay, 4M. Okay, it's not 7S. Push. Okay, a little bit difficult, but he still has to push here. Okay, let's see how many Sujis has passed for the Oya, shall we? Okay, now because you can see all 4 copies of 4p, the Pinzer side already blocks out quite a lot of Ramens already, so his next push might be a little bit more dangerous than it should be. Okay, now you can see 3 copies of 7S, there's also less Ramen on the Sozu side, so the next very dangerous time he draw, he might find it very difficult to push. Like for example, what's the next one? Actually, the remaining dangerous tiles are also Feng's winning tiles, right? Let's see, what is actually dangerous? Sozu, I guess Sozu, he still got like, he pushed the 2S already, so maybe still got 3-6S and the Dora side as well. Okay, those are still dangerous. Yes, one chance, go. Okay, go. I think he must be feeling a bit of pressure now, but you know, because he really needs the 5k, how much he get last year? 5k9, right? So I think he's feeling a lot of pressure from this, but let's just hope he can still win. After all, he can see 3 copies of 4M, maybe the opponents can't really use 3M in their hands, right? Okay, and the dealer draw, okay, no more push, draw. Okay, this is a 2,000 plus 3,900 in terms of bonus, okay? So, a double Nan. So I think it's a big win for Feng because he hit off Justin. I believe this puts him in second. Does it put it in second or third? Yeah, let me just take a look. He gains 5,900. That's a 23,900 in total. Putting him at third, and this is extremely close, man. Between the first place and the last place, there is only a 2,900 point gap, I think. So anything can happen. There's still another 2 more hands to go. This is a South 3-0 home bar. Okay, and I think Feng's starting hand will make or break the outcome of this game. Oh my god, looks really good. Looks really good, eh? Dora 2P, he doesn't have any, but his shapes looks pretty good, you know, like, let me chant this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 3 10. Nice. 3 10. Okay, above average. So fastest standby route. Let's go. 8M. Okay. What does he really want to draw now? Maybe a 6S or 8S. I think completing his Kanchan is pretty a pretty big thing here, right? Okay. I think for him, basically his hand is pretty good. I think he just wants to reach Tenpai as fast as possible. As for his opponents, okay? Because it's so close, I think everybody wants to win this as fast as possible as well. I think all of them are feeling the pressure from this. And good thing is Feng can accept the Dora. Okay, so all these Yakuhai, all these Jihai, all these Honor Tiles are all useless already. All can discard already. Okay. Yeah, I think he really wants to draw his Kanchan now. Or maybe even 3S is also really good here. Opponents wise, I think they're also playing the fastest they can. Oh yeah, that's a good draw. 4M maybe? 4M, I guess, because that's the best ramen. I think 4M or 9S are both okay. Throwing 9S, the advantage here is that if you draw, like for example 5M, you have a Naka Bukure shape to aim for the upgrade, but 4M will be like, say, the fastest way to Tenpai lah, I would say. It means that if he chooses to discard 4M here and he ends up with a Kanchan 8S or Kanchan 6S, he definitely has to go Ichi here lah. This one is definitely no choice. Okay, if you keep 4M, then if you draw 5M later, you got Naka Bukure. That's the advantage of keeping 4M. But I will also discard 4M here. Okay, 5S. Probably 5S. 2S is also fine. Okay, sure. Okay, I think maybe I'll have thrown 5S. I aim to get maybe 7P. I can get a 7P, I at least can have a good 3-sided weight over there. So let's see what his next draw is. I think he's in a 6 block state, right? Yeah, he's in a 6 block state. So maybe I'll return 5S there, maybe. Let's draw 7S. Okay, that is pretty awkward. Okay, maybe break either 1S pair or even 6P pair. Okay, 6P pair. Okay, let's go. This 6P pair here has the advantage of, like, if you draw the Dora here, you can actually quite flexible. Okay, Chi declared by the Chuan, and then if you look at his discard pawn, it's very void of pins. So I think there is evidence that Chuan might be doing a Somete. Somete here means either Hongzi or Qingzi on the pins. Okay, let's see the next draw. Throwing this is akin to feeding Chuan a free power. Maybe 9S here to slow down, take the pace a bit slower. Okay, 1S is also fine here. Okay, so now he cannot just play one straight line to go towards his Nanzan Tenpai because it will be difficult to play if Yong managed to call another time here. Okay, and my miss here, I think throwing 1S here is perfectly okay because there is a Tham Yao chance. I totally missed that just now. Okay, and now that because Yong has been showing quite a lot of aggression for this hand because he already discarded his Honor Tiles, I think Feng will definitely call Pong on any of his pairs here to accelerate towards a 1 Ishaten Tham Yao. Okay, this draw is really good for him. Okay, now he's in Ishaten. Okay, if I were him, I would call Pong and Tenpai on this because no matter what you draw, you'll always Tenpai on a bad weight. So I think calling for Tenpai here is pretty good. Okay, but of course, if he Menzen Tenpai, declaring Richie is a must, I believe. Okay, so Pong declared by Justin. Okay, Pong of Chuan. Okay, this Ron. Oh, that is fast. Okay, that is a double Nan Dora 1, 8,000 hand. I think this is the biggest hand we have seen thus far, right? Okay, so that's a very painful feat from Justin for 8,000 points. Okay, but I mean, maybe Justin also has things to fight for, so I think bad luck for him, I guess. Okay, we are now down to our final hand. Things have really changed a bit since Feng's slump, right? Feng didn't win a single hand until it's double Nan. Okay, so right now it's South 4, 0 home bar. First place is Yong with 34,500. Second place is Zhen Yao with 36,300 and trailing just my mistake. Second place is Feng with 23,900 and trailing just behind is Zhen Yao. In third place with 23,600 and Justin is 18,000 with last. So their conditions are probably for Feng, if he wants to get first, the gap with the Oya is actually 10,600. So 10,600 actually a Mangan Zemo will do. Okay, whereas for Zhen Yao, if he wants to just overtake Feng, he just need to win anything. Even Tenpai and Feng no 10 will also overtake. Feng is in a very awkward position because he don't know whether to declare Richie or not. Okay, as for Justin condition is a Mangan for anyone or 1,003 to 1,006. That should work. I think 1,000, 2,000 isn't enough, so 1,003, 1,006 is the minimum for Justin. Okay, so Justin should be aiming to make at least a 3 hand, you know, like maybe even Richie Zemo Pingfu is Richie Zemo Pingfu not enough. So, but that should be his minimum aim because he can still hit the Dora. Okay, so for Feng, I believe he might find it difficult to chase Yong Chuan, but if his draws are good, he should be able to Mezen Tenpai with Richie 1 Dora. If it's Zemo and he 1 Ura, he can overtake also. Oh, Dora! Okay, what a sick draw for him. I guess he's discarding either 8M or one of the Jihad. He can actually go for a Tham Yao here, but I believe it's not time yet because he still lacks a set in the Tham Yao. Okay, so I think maybe pairing out with Honor Tiles might be a good thing for him. He can go for a Yakuhai Ura-dora or even Dora Sun if he's lucky enough. And I think he's also retaining the chance of a Qitoi Zi, because if he has a Qitoi Ura-dora, it's easily 6,400 Zemo Mangan. And he can also hit Yong Chuan, so that will be really good. So I think Qitoi Zi is also on the books. Oh, okay. 2 consecutive points declared by Yong Chuan, Chuan, and 1S. Okay, so as of now, we can't really tell how big Yong Chuan's hand is, but with 2 Dora in Feng's hand, I think Feng should not be too concerned about the 2 pawns. He should try his best to fight. Okay, as for Yong Chuan, normally if he wins the hand here, he needs to win another one later. Okay, none. Let's go. Okay, so if Yong Chuan wins a hand here, he needs to win another. He needs to Feng's condition for the next hand, it will still probably be the same, and Yong Chuan has to be leader again anyway. So I think for Feng, he shouldn't be too concerned about fading Yong Chuan. Like, as long as it's not a big hand, he should not be too concerned. Okay, this will give him Hatsu here. Yeah, this will give him a Tham Yao chance. This is a 2, 2, 3, 5, 5, 6 shape, right? Actually, if you want, you can actually see as accepting 4 piece and a 3, 5 and a 5, 6. So he can actually accept 4p and 7p 2 times in total, I guess. If he wants to go to Tham Yao, that is. Okay. For him, Tham Yao Ura-dora isn't enough to overtake Yong Chuan, so I think he might still want to maintain a Menzen shape here to try to overtake Yong Chuan. Of course, that will depend on how greedy he is. If he isn't greedy, he might just want to end this hand with a Tham Yao. Okay, but that's making 4p a must-chi if that's his main aim lah. Okay, 7M is a little bit dangerous, but given his current hand, he might really just have to push. Of course, the other way to play around this is to discard Shah here. If he discards the West Wind here and draw something besides 7M, he can still come back into the game. But he has discarded 8M before, so there is a chance that he might end up with 8M. So if he discards Shah, I think he decided to choose the safe option. And the reason is simple. If he fits Yong Chuan here, he will be temporarily third, meaning that his next hand can no longer be passive. At least for this hand, he can try his best not to fit and hope maybe Yong Chuan Zemo or Zhen Yao feed. That would be actually okay outcomes for Feng lah. Okay, because he's second now, he might have to choose a little bit more conservative approach. Okay, of course, if he wants to bash through with the 7M, I think that is fine lah. Because right now we still don't know whether Yong Chuan is Tenpai or anything. I was keeping Qitoi Zi in the book lah, because Qitoi Zi is something that can be considered if you need a Mangan. You see, Tham Yao Qitoi Ura-dora is easily Mangan, right? But if he doesn't have Tham Yao Qitoi Ura-dora, Zemo is also a Mangan, so he can still get first from that. Okay, Yong Chuan take a 7p from the hand and discard. Okay, after discarding a 3p, so this could be some evidence that it's a slide. 7p is a slide, so anyway 7p is a slide. Okay, 9s discarded from Zhen Yao. I think this is maybe an outcome that Feng doesn't mind. Okay, because I think after Yong Chuan wins a Chuan, what's this? Chuan 1 Dora, right? Okay, Chuan 1 Dora, this hand is 3,900, so I think Feng's condition has changed actually with this, because now with the extra 3,900 to Yong Chuan, the gap has now increased to 14,500. So with 14,500, Mangan Zemo is no longer enough. Okay, so if Feng wants to take it, if Feng doesn't want to chase for first, actually he can just end the hand here by doing a fast and quick hand. Okay, as for Zhen Yao, things have changed because now the gap with Justin is 1,700. He has to be very careful not to fit into a 2-hand hand here. As for Justin, he just need to win a 2-hand here. Okay, so time now is South 4-1 Honba. Yong Chuan is leader. Okay, I think Yong Chuan should be in safe zone now after all getting Haneman in Aka-Nashi WRC rules. It's not an easy feat here. Okay, let's take a look at Feng's hand again. Feng's hand is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another 3 shut there hand, however, his shapes are not good. He doesn't have any more remnants. Okay, because he doesn't have any remnants, he should go. Well, this hand is actually not very good, so his first discard has to be 9S here lah. Okay, I think he will try his best to Tenpai with Yaku so that he doesn't need to declare Richie. Declaring Richie has risks here because if he fits Justin or Zhen Yao, there is actually a chance that he will drop to last, and I don't think he wants that. So right now, Let's see his draw, let's see whether he's able to Tenpai Menzen and hopefully Damaten, unless he has a Honeyman chance. But as of now, I don't really see. Okay, that is the first ticket to the Honeyman chance, I guess. Okay, so maybe here, if he wants to go for Painful, he can discard the 2OP, but he can discard 6S here for the maximum speed to Tenpai. Okay, the only risk here is that he might end up with a bad weight Tenpai, and he might find it difficult to declare Richie here. However, I do see that he has a chance for Honeyman if he's lucky enough, like for example, a 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku or 2, 3, 4 Sanshoku. Richie, Zumo, Sanshoku, Dora, and maybe one Ura. Okay, this 9M is useless. Yeah, I think a draw that he really wants now is perhaps 4P, I guess. After all, 4P will give him put him in Ishan 10 shape with a chance of a 2, 3, 4 Sanshoku if he's lucky enough. Yeah, I think maybe that's what he's looking at too. 2, 3, 4 Sanshoku. 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku a little bit difficult. Okay, now given that there's also 2 copies of 2M seen from his perspective, it might be difficult to get his Sanshoku already. But well, we'll see how. His draws need to be good. Okay, as for his opponent's conditions, Zhen Yao needs to win 1k, 2k, I think. Or 3k9 is not enough. Is there? It's not about right? Okay, so 3k9 actually puts, if he Zhen Yao wins 3k9 from an opponent besides Feng, right? Zhen Yao will be exactly tied with Feng in second place. So maybe that's okay. He's really going for Honeyman. Oh my god, we will want to see that, I guess. Okay, so if Feng is lucky enough, he might even try to Chanta Sanshoku. Chanta Sanshoku 1 Dora. If he Dama 10, it will be 8k only. So if he Dama 10, he needs to hit Yong Chuan. But if it's Zumo, it's Honeyman, right? Chanta Sanshoku Dora Zumo. Okay, so he needs to be very lucky with the draws here. We want to see a 2M going to his hand, right? I think 2M is the one he really wants now. 2M, 5S, no use. Okay, so once the 2M comes in or the 8P comes in, he's actually Ishan 10 away from Chanta Sanshoku. And given that he can see 3 copies of 7P, I think 8P sounds like looks like a pretty good weight. Okay, now notice that Zhen Yao's discard is actually pretty peculiar. Like, he throws a lot of center tiles, and I see 4P came from the hand after a 5P discard. So chances are Zhen Yao is doing something non-standard. Okay, he's got a 1M here because perhaps he's also looking at 2, 3, 4 Sanshoku instead of 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku with Chanta. Okay, maybe he knows that the 2M, 2 copies being out, it might be a little bit difficult to achieve the Sanshoku, so he might just want to win a pinful. Okay, as I mentioned about Zhen Yao's discard is really, really peculiar. I believe Zhen Yao might be doing something unusual, odd, or non-standard. So, what could it be? Maybe I mean, I will still not put Kushi into the books yet, okay, so we still really don't know what Zhen Yao is doing. Maybe Zhen Yao is doing a Chanda or something, because a lot of center tiles came out. Okay, 8P came from the hand after an early 7P discard. So Zhen Yao might be doing Chitoizi or Kushi, you know? You never know. Okay, 5M, okay, Ishan 10 pinful, okay, let's go. Okay, I think one of his draws that he really want now is the Kan 6P or the Kan 8P. Okay, 2 copies of 6P and 2 copies of 8P is out. I think this will be a little bit difficult for him to win. Okay, 3 copies of 6P is out. Okay, that will be even more difficult for him to play already. So, what is his draw here? 6S. Okay. If I were him, maybe I would have discarded 5P and then. Okay, but then again, his 6S float isn't very good because he's fully 10 on the left and fully 10 on the right as well. So, he doesn't have a choice here. I think he just has to hope that he draws the last few copies of 6P. Or if he draws it. Okay, Dama 10. Okay, Richie. Wow. That's aggressive here. Okay, Richie, pinful 1 Dora. He needs to Ippatsu Zumo and hit 1 Ura, possibly to get a Honeyman so that he can overtake Yong Chuan. Okay, only Honeyman can overtake Yong Chuan here. Okay, 4S. Yeah, he's being very bold here. I mean, if he really hits the. Okay, Richie Zumo pinful Dora with 2 Ura will also get him Honeyman. So I think he's taking his chances here. After all, there's only 1 none appear on the table. The Ura indicator might be none, right? He should give him the required Honeyman for him to overtake. Okay, let's see whether he will get it. Okay, after all, he can say, oh, wrong. Okay, now he still can hit Honeyman, but wait, he can't hit Honeyman anymore, right? Okay, so no more. Okay, so Richie pinful Ura-dora. This is a 8,300 hand from Justin. Okay, with this concludes Feng, even though he's unable to overtake Yong Chuan, given that he only has 1 Ura-dora, I don't think that was enough for him to overtake. Okay, so we have come to the end of game 2 of session 4. Okay, so first place is Yong Chuan, 38,400. Second place is Feng, 32,200. Third place is Zhen Yao, 19,700. And finally, in fourth place is Justin with 9,700. Okay, with this, that concludes game 2, and see you again in game 3.